So Parag Rao, Group Head Payments Business with HDFC Bank joins us now. Of course, that's the digital business and the and the IT vertical for them. Parag, good to have you on ET now. Thank you for joining us. The stock is up. It is reacting to the embargo lifting by the regulator Reserve Bank of India. Can you break it for our viewers? What does this mean, this kind of an endorsement, and how does this impact the business? So what changes because of this, and what does this embargo mean?
We did face a couple of outages on some of our core systems which did impact the customer. The regulator took note of these and essentially in one line told us that whilst we have absolutely no issues with your growth plans and your strategic direction in which the bank is going, we would like you to sort of look at how you're investing further in infrastructure and your backbone so that one can sustain this growth. In hindsight, I think it was an extremely good direction and advice which the sort of regulator gave us. Obviously, they also said that in the interim, we would not sort of allow you to do two things. One was the credit card ban, which was we could not source any new incremental credit card customers. And at the same time, they also said that all your new digital initiatives which you're planning to sort of launch, you sort of put a temporary hold on them till this time you sort of strengthen and build up and demonstrate the capability to sort of manage this kind of growth. So in a sense, this was a good time for introspection. So as a bank, collectively, senior management, all businesses, and of course, technology and digital sort of relooked our entire architecture in the context of our strategy for the next 5 to 10 years. We sort of redrew our entire map of transformation and actually therefore launched what we call a transformation program in which we said that can we become a bank which is tech-led? In fact, the motto would be, can technology become the driver and the magnet to sort of get business for the bank? And that's how we started our transformation. In this context, this lifting of the embargo by the RBI, as you know, the first embargo was lifted on the credit card business in August last year. And since then, we sort of got back to our regular run rates and we have rapid growth plans on our credit card base. And the lifting of the embargo on digital on digital 2.0 effectively means that all the back-end work which we've been doing as part of the transformation and everyone will see some of those changes coming about over the next 2 to 3 quarters in terms of what we've been doing for the customer. And of course, there are a lot of changes which we've done below the bonnet or at the back end. In this case, so this is an extremely important announcement for us. I'd like to sort of put on record our appreciation and thanks to the RBI for pointing out this. I think it's only made us stronger. We're a very large bank. We have our commitments and our responsibility which we need to give to a very large customer franchise. And so in that sense, this pause, if you may call so, in our growth, I think was a very good pause in that we are now far more better prepared for the next 5 years.
So then what changes? I mean, can you give us the components of the digital economy going forward will be different from a customer, company, and the shareholder perspective?
To cut it short, what we said was that we'll break up our strategy into 3 core parts. One is reimagining the entire customer experience and building new digital platforms which would sort of take the customer experience that much far into the future. The context has already been set over the last 5 to 7 years with the emergence and explosion of the digital wave, as you call in quotes. This digital wave brought about significant changes in the way customers would interact with their principals, banks, and various other categories, practically in every industry you see. And so therefore, there was a different need of customers in this whole digital world. It's not that the erstwhile conventional world of interacting with your principals changed, but no, even you and me as customers sort of expanded our demands on the way our service providers sort of provided us products and services. In that, coming to banking, I may still interact with my bank by walking into a branch. I may still interact with my bank by taking a phone call, and I may still interact with the bank by going to my net banking. But then I also may need to do 24/7 transactions late in the night by sitting at home or when I'm on the move on my mobile, etc., etc. All of this, in fact, therefore expanded the kind of needs and demands which the customers sort of expect from their institution. So reimagining customer experience and building completely new digital platforms to enhance customer value. One leg of the strategy. The second leg of the strategy, because we are a large bank managing the transactions of 60 million customers and by far the market leader in most categories, we also had to what we call refactor the conventional or refactor the core, as we would call it, which means take our existing infrastructure and modernize it.
Right. So how significant is really PayZapp going to be towards this next journey of growth of HDFC Bank? And if you could tell us about any interesting initiatives that we can look forward to in the immediate future.
So one immediate change you'll see over the next couple of months is when we relaunch our PayZapp 2.0, as you call it, on a completely new platform. Our aim is to be amongst the top 3 payment apps in the country. And you will see a significant ramp up as PayZapp becomes not just a means by which we engage and provide the services of payments, holistic payments to our existing set of 60 million customers. At the same time, PayZapp will also be a significant engine for new customer acquisition using the payments route. So that's one key impact you will see during this financial year with the launch of PayZapp. We are another initiative which you should see soon, coming out soon, is our plans to launch a completely digital credit card. This will once again be on a completely mobile-only, elastic scale-ready platform, wherein customers can apply for a credit card, receive a credit card approval on the fly, provision it into his PayZapp or into his mobile, and start using that digital credit card, etc. So we reimagine this whole journey and said that how can we as the bank provide a holistic experience to the bank, giving him that whole, capturing that whole journey in which he goes through to take part in the process, while our core competency is obviously providing the customer the loan for him to be able to help finance that purchase. But can we bring together our ecosystem of partners on one platform so that right from start to end, the customer can actually go to one place and experience the entire journey, starting from his thinking about maybe upgrading his car or buying a new car, right to the end wherein his car gets delivered and then his financial needs are taken care of, whether it's a loan or it's a car insurance, etc., and also doing the AMC contact. This is the Auto First portal. So you'll see a significantly different approach or experience which customers will go through, especially when they buy their 4-wheelers and 2-wheelers. That's in sum and summary the Auto First project. Just to give you, so these are 2-3 examples of how you'll see actually customers gaining and business also actually.
Parag, I bet you must have upped your investments as well that you're putting into technology right now.
The answer is yes. Like I said, I may not be able to share you the exact data because a lot of it is fluid. But if I were to sort of give you a sense, let's say over the last 3 years, if we had spent X, our planned outlay over the next 3 years will be close to double of that amount which we'll be spending, not just in, like I said, in all the areas which you talked about, in the areas of refactoring the core, in the area of building the new digital platforms, in the areas of building capabilities and competencies which we will need to sort of drive this entire new infrastructure, also in people in bringing in new skill sets to the bank to manage this whole direction in the future.
Parag, great to have you on the show and good luck. I'm hoping we'll speak again soon.